Yeah. What's going on? A pluses, nerd mixes, and it's your boy Indy Uchiha. And of course, I know I'm late. I'm sorry. It's been internet issues, all types of stuff going on. The CW not being on DirecTV stream and me having to use the CW app in order to get the shows. And yeah, it's weird, but I'm here for you with not one but two episodes. Episode 4, Antifreeze, which was very interesting and I actually really enjoyed it. And then episode 5, a lesson from Professor Pig. But these episodes actually cool that they kind of feel like this because I feel like they kind of went one in a hand. Like they actually went with each other when it came to just the storyline basically. And we got a lot of Sophie. We hadn't had a lot of Sophie this season, but she was heavily featured in both of these episodes, and it had to do with what was going on with her. So it was pretty cool, and I like Sophie's character, and I like the way she seems to genuinely care about everybody that's around her. You know what I'm saying? And the relationship between her and her sister is also very much on point, if I might say. So let's get into the breakdown of episode 4. And it has a lot to do with the setup of what is going on with some of the what do you call it? The trophies that Batman has. Is very Poison Ivy heavy, very Victor Freeze heavy still, because we're starting to see what they needed to get their hands on that serum for. So it picks up immediately after Mary was dragged away by one of Poison Ivy's vines, and she wakes up on this bench, right? With a thorn in her arm. Just random. Have no idea what that means, right? Check this out. She goes back and then she's trying to have a conversation with Ryan and Luke about what happened to her, but there's some other stuff going on. And Luke seems like he's still angry about the whole outing him for the PTSD. I believe that's the proper acronym for it. So it just seems like with what Alice was saying about her spot not being important until they needed her was a lead into them not even paying attention to what's going on. Mary does have uh a issue, but she puts it on the back burner because Marcus has actually got Ryan like invited to this 30 under 30 uh award thing because she's the acting CEO of Wayne Enterprises, right? And when she gets there, she sees Sophie and Jordan. Jordan is Sophie's sister that we were introduced to, I believe it was last season. And she's there trying to expose that organization that is coming running around trying to get Mr. Freeze's serum. So that can't be good, right? Because without the proper application of Mr. Freeze's serum, it just doesn't work right. So I guess they're trying to figure out a way to use it for some purpose. um so she ends up getting kidnapped. The reason why they believe the Black Glove Society is what they're called, the BGS. She kidnapped because of all the information she has against them and the fact that she was going to use her speech for the award she was getting, being one of 30 under 30, in order to out the society. So that's the main thing that everybody thinks is going on, right? Alice is still having hallucinations. She's back in Arkham. She's starting to hallucinate a worker giving fake postcards from her dad, and I kind of think it's from the medication that they're giving her in Arkham. So she calls Renee Montoya and acts like she's got some type of clue to help the Bat team find something so she can get out of there because she's just going crazy there, right? So she's spending time with Mary. uh they Jordan got kidnapped. They find her frozen, being testing the serum on her, so that they bring Jordan to Mary for help. And then Sophie and Alice go to Jordan's apartment to see if they can find a clue on what's going on. But while they're there, Alice hallucinates the workers. She's talking to herself and stuff like that. So when the Black Glove Society breaks in, um she's really no help like that to Sophie, right? So Sophie's able to actually take that information back to Ryan and Mary, and and I guess validate Alice's issue with her hallucinating stuff. So they decide to take full custody over Alice. Alice is going to stay with Sophie under her, you know what I'm saying? What's that called? Responsibility or authority? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. To watch over her because they believe that it might be the medication they're giving her in Arkham that's actually um causing her to have those hallucinations. Now, the team actually saves Jordan, right? By I believe it was something with the plants. It's something about plants and how they're able to um unthaw well from like winter stuff. So the Mary's on the phone arguing with our big homie and our big homie Batwing, Luke, and she comes up with the idea about that and ends up creating a serum in order to be able to save Jordan, right? But while they're chasing the man from the Black Hand Society, they lose track of him and they're forced to hand over Jordan's information. So it's like setting up somebody else for them to be able to fight when they already have a lot on their plates trying to find all of the Batman trophies and stuff like that, right? And then you got the whole thing with what's going on with Jada Jet. She sees that Ryan and Marcus are actually buddy, you know what I'm saying, at this big event that's fully televised. And then she gets some insider information from Wayne Enterprises that makes it look like Ryan is stealing money from Wayne. So that's going to make Wayne's stocks plummet. So like she's fighting things on all sides, and because she's the current CEO, she's going to take the fall for the company's stock plummets. um the crazy thing is at the end of the episode, Jada met with that dude who was testing the freeze device on like all of the people, and you found out that he was actually working for Jada, and that until she could find out a way to cure Marcus or whatever it goes, um she wants to put Marcus on ice because there's something mentally wrong with him that I guess we're gonna find out, you know what I'm saying, about later. So all in all, it was really it's the Jada Ryan dynamic is probably was pushing this episode, but I really like the fact that Mary and Sophie are getting bigger, more time on screen. So I want to see more of Jada's backstory. I could see it's just really hard to try to look at her as a person that can have children, or that cares for their children or anything like that, that wants to do best by their children, because she just seems like she's a straight up villain. So I'm hoping that they humanize her or have a sympathize with her or something like that with some backstory. But right now, all the sympathies with Ryan and the way she's being treated. Now, when we get to episode 4, this episode was nuts because it was like a horror movie. It was like watching a one of them classic episodes of Supernatural, like from season 1 or season 2 or something like that. So I was really digging this episode because it was something different than what we normally see when it comes to the shows on the CW, right? With what's the with the Sabrina cast coming on the roof with her coming over to Riverdale, and that's supposed to be horror-esque. I'm looking forward to that. And I don't even watch Riverdale, but I watch Sabrina, so I'm looking forward to that crossover. And this episode right here was actually really good. But there's one thing that I want to point out. It was that when Alice was around Renee Matoya and Renee was like giving her files to go through to help them find more trophies or find stuff, she finds like a folder that was a little bit thicker than all the other folders, and it had to do with poison ivy. Alice ends up putting 2 to 2 together and find out that Renee Montoya and Pamela Isley, aka Poison Ivy, actually had a romantic relationship. And because of one of Pamela's classmates was jealous of her and experimented on her, she ended up turning into what she was. You know what I'm saying? And Renee knows she's a good person, but Renee's the one who even told Batman to bury her alive so she couldn't hurt anybody anymore. So um it's really crazy because like Alice sees after Alice visits Mary and she sees the dead vine on Mary's workstation, she takes it back to Renee, and then she and then Renee sees the vine, and the vine's dead, and those vines never die. And the only way those vines die is if someone else has been past Pamela's infection, which would be Mary, and that's the reason why she had the thorn in her arm. You know what I'm saying before. But the basis of the story revolved around a dinner that Ryan was invited to by Jada for what, you know what I'm saying? I really don't know. You got Ryan and Luke all episode. Ryan's trying to deal with the stock market plummet. She's not going to step down. She just wants to try to level everything out. And my notes are like really scratchy for this. I'm sorry, guys. And they're trying to find if they could find more information on Black Glove Society by going to the dinner, right? Mary doesn't want Ryan going by herself, so Sophie ends up going for backup, which those two are so into each other, so it's almost like a first date for them, right? Perfect person to take with her because they're really into each other. And the cool thing is that when they sit down to dinner, it's an interesting dynamic of Jada and Ryan like going back and forth trying to figure out each other's motives and why they're real there. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time they're doing that, Sophie takes off. She's trying to plant a bug in the office. Marcus shows up with a +1. I think the girl's name was Rachel or something like that. I might be totally wrong with that. And there's something about this chef pig, right? That he's really angry. And come to find out, he has a vendetta against Jada and her family because of him being fired from a facility they used to work at, and then his whole life just went downhill. Wife left him, you know what I'm saying? They get to do with the kids and stuff like that. And it's all because I think Jada said that she didn't like the food or something like that, right? It's crazy, right? So he actually cooks the food, and it's with uh some type of agent that paralyzes everybody, and then he's going around killing people because he actually ended up killing, it's Zoe, that's the girl's name, not Rachel. I don't know why I called her Rachel. Kills Zoe when she goes to the bathroom, and he's got like this pig head on, and he's just out for revenge, and he just wants all of them to die, right? It's crazy. So they're on this big run from the murderous guy, kind of like in the Friday the 13th game. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to stay alive. But the paralytic agent kicks in, and the chef, I think his name was Valentine, just wants revenge. So he's going around trying to kill everybody. They get up into a room, what's that called? A panic room that Jada made in a room, and they're there. But Marcus is having like, he ate the most and drank the most, so he's having like a really, really bad reaction to the paralytic. And it ends up making Ryan have to go down the steps into the basement in order to get an adrenaline thing in order to inject it in him, you know what I'm saying, to try to save her brother. So when Ryan goes do that, she finds Zoe like dead when she goes to try to find Zoe for him too. And that was right before she went into the panic room. And then when Marcus, like I said, when Marcus went seizing and his blood pressure was dropping, he needs that adrenaline. So Ryan has to go to the basement, but she has to go through the kitchen where Professor Pig is, and he's making a bomb, just set the whole house on fire. He's not gonna let nobody, you know what I'm saying, out and try to do. Jada distracts him on the comm, and then Ryan's able to make it to the basement. At the same time, Sophie tells Jada about Jordan and what happened to her sister, but Jada claims she don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Because when she did sit down with the dude, she didn't want to know anything about the testing they were doing, how they got it. All she wanted to know was how it works. Because that she didn't, I don't know if she wanted the feeling of it being her fault that something happens, right? Ryan ends up finding the adrenaline. It's on the top shelf. She tries to climb on top of it, right? But the thing falls on her. Now she can't move because the paralytics almost kicked in, and it's almost out of reach. But if she can get one and stab herself, you know what I'm saying, she can recover long enough to be able to try to fight off Laszlo in order to get the other adrenaline, you know what I'm saying, to her brother. Laszlo ends up breaking into the basement. He gets to Ryan right when she passes out, but he doesn't hurt her. He takes her upstairs to use her as leverage in order to get Jada out the panic room, but Jada ain't coming out. So Laszlo makes like he's gonna kill Ryan, which makes Jada come out the room, and that gave Ryan enough time to inject herself with the adrenaline. Sophie got some, injected herself, and then injected Marcus. And then Sophie and Ryan had a cool fight against Laszlo, but Marcus just killed him and like went nuts with the way he was stabbing him. Right? Like, are you okay, Marcus? What's up? And so you get to see a little bit of the crazy, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of what Jada was worried about, right? Then Ryan gets some information from Jada, and then um you know what I'm saying, just says, I didn't know about Jordan. Then she tells Brian about Marcus and tells him about the incident with the Joker that he had, who like zapped him with a joy buzzer. And since then, he's had like psychotic tendencies, like just going crazy, like enjoys torturing things. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And just wanted to try to keep, and the only reason she tried to keep them apart was to try to keep was to try to end up keeping Ryan safe, right? And that's the same reason why she gave her away, because she didn't want anything to happen to Ryan, because if Marcus felt jealous or anything like that, you know what I'm saying, Marcus would probably try to take out Ryan, right? She still wants to put Marcus in cryostasis, but to help him, but needs Ryan's help to do it. And what's and it just goes to a scene of Marcus just like taking the blood from Laszlo de Stata and just smearing it all on his face and just like looking in the mirror and stuff like that. It's crazy, right? And then we also saw Mary, how it started to affect Mary from the whole Thorn thing stabbing. But if you're not watching, you really won't notice. Like she drank like just drank water, like just killed it. Then she starts to get a little bit itchy. She gets distracted from her work easily. And Alice started to notice all the plants around the clinic. But Mary yells at her. But that's normal, right? That's normal, Mary yelling at her. But after hearing what Renee Montoya said about the dead vines, I think Alice is going to be the one to put two and two together, that Mary's infected and that Mary's going to end up being a new Poison Ivy, which is an interesting dynamic, because Mary now is going from the person that is overlooked to she's going to be standing out in the forefront, because they have to help her. And I wonder how the team's going to feel that if they would have listened to Mary to begin with about what happened to her that night in the park, maybe they would never get her help early. So I really, really like these two episodes. I enjoy the story that they're actually telling when it comes to this. And I can't wait for the next episode. We also got The Flash coming up tonight, guys. The Flash starts tonight. That review will be up Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. premiering. I can't wait. It's Armageddon. We got a 5-week huge crossover storyline. And I know you guys can't wait to see it, because we all love Barry Allen and Grant Gustin, right? Am I right? But I have to say that Batwoman has been doing a dang thing this season, telling an incredible story, a compelling story, and it's definitely starting off better than the first two seasons did. Javicia is doing a great job in the role as Ryan Wilder, and you can tell the cast is getting around her and doing big things. What did you guys think about these two episodes? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us everywhere at A Plus Opinions. You can follow me at Nerd Mix Alpha. I just had a new single drop. You can catch that on all DSPs, whether it's Apple Music or Spotify. Anywhere you listen to your music, just search Indie Uchiha. Go check out that Elevation. I got another song called No Chances featuring Big Rev, Theo Philly, and Syndrome, dropping Christmas press for you guys December 5th. A great anthem to get y'all ready to get y'all through winter and the springtime, because we're getting that workout music going on. You know what I'm saying? So when we come back in the spring, we got our bodies right. You know, so we can get them summer bodies early. All right. I'm gonna let Adam tell you guys how you can join the Patreon, and then I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow morning for the flash review. All right. Keep it A+.
If you enjoy our content and want to be a part of helping our channel grow, become a patron supporter. We have affordable tiers to choose from that offer a variety of exclusive and early access content, from audio files for all of our shows for you to enjoy on the road, access to our Discord community, and plenty of reactions, reviews, character breakdowns, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/A+opinions. And as always, remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so anytime we drop a brand new video, you will be notified.